The First Balkan War, as the name implies, was the first in a series of wars that would be fought in the Balkans in the 20th century. The conflict was primarily fought between two sides. On one side, you had the Balkan League, a military alliance comprising of Serbia, Montenegro, Bulgaria, and Greece, and on the other, the Ottoman Empire. To give some context, the Balkan League was created in 1912 with the goal of limiting Austrian expansion and influence in the minor Balkan countries. In reality, it was formed to put an end to Ottoman rule in the Balkans and Europe as a whole. The relatively new, independent states of the southern Balkans were ready to work together and to liberate their people still under the control of the Ottomans, who since the 1908 Young Turk Revolution had been granting fewer and fewer concessions to the Christians of the Balkan territories, leading to unrest. At this point in time, they would have great luck doing so, thanks to the fact that the Ottoman Empire had been on the decline for the last 230 or so years. The inability to adapt to the times, corruption, overextension, and the rise of nationalism, which affected the Ottoman Empire quite hard, led to it being known as the sick man of Europe. On top of all these factors, the Ottoman Empire was also busy elsewhere being Libya, and busy being at war with Italy. The Balkan League managed to mobilize a combined force of roughly 750 to 900,000 troops, and on October 8, 1912, the Montenegrins declared war, with all the other powers declaring war on October 18th, just in time for Italy to end its war with the Ottomans. The Balkan League was very successful in their offensives. The Bulgarians managed to advance to the outskirts of Constantinople. In Macedonia and northern Albania, the Serbians and Montenegrins managed to advance and gain victories against the Ottoman forces at Kumanovo, Bitola, and Skopje, while the Greeks managed to blaze through Thessaloniki. Although happening throughout the occupied Ottoman territories, the most infamous part of the war was observable especially well in the Albanian territories, where the Balkan Muslim populations were targeted, discriminated against, and even killed en masse. Albanian forces would rise up against Serb and Montenegrin occupations, and they would be violently suppressed. Following the collapse of the Ottoman forces in the Balkans, all powers of the war would convene in London, and on December 3, 1912, an armistice took place and a peace conference was begun. But in the Ottoman Empire, following a coup d'etat in January of 1913, the Ottoman Empire pulled out of the peace talks and the war continued for another 4 months, in which the Balkan League would continue to hold ground and put pressure on the Ottomans. Finally, on May 30, 1913, a peace treaty was signed in London ending the war. The Ottoman Empire was to lose almost all of its possessions in the Balkans except a small sliver of eastern Thrace. Albania was given independence following pressure from European leaders, and the rest of the land was to be split amongst the Balkan League. This, of course, would not be followed through, as the members of the League wouldn't be able to divide the new territories between each other, leading to the Second Balkan War. But that's a story for another day. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.